Hi there, it's Nicole here today with a Easter card featuring the Chirpy Chirp Chirp stamps and dies from Lawn Fawn. And the great thing about this sweet little Easter scene here that I've created is it transitions from the front of the card that you see here and it goes to the inside of the card where it's going to have some great pop-up detail. I love cards that are as fun on the inside as they are on the out. To start my card, I am going to die cut all of the scene building background elements that I need. And I'm going to die cut the sky using some of the new Watercolor Wishes pattern paper from Lawn Fawn, new for their spring 2017 release. What I love about these pattern papers is they're very soft and subtle. And what's great is I think they very much look like a sky, at least the blue or aqua colors do, without any additional work. No die cut clouds or stamped clouds or anything like that. So very simple, easy way to create a beautiful blue sky background. Next, I'm going to take some of the cilantro green cardstock, also new for spring 2017, and die cut another small stitched rectangle from that, the same size as the sky. This is going to be for the front of the card. I'm going to use the new simple grassy hillsides. So create some great grass borders. I can get 2 of those from one of these rectangles. I'm going to layer them. And this is going to work on the front of the card design. For the inside, I am going to need a stitched hillside pop-up plus the 2 grassy hillside pop-up add-ons. These 2 panels work with the stitched hillside pop-up to create that great grass border. I love that Lawn Fawn has released several of these pop-up add-ons that work with the stitched hillside pop-up to create some really fun scenes on the inside of your cards. Finally, I'm going to die cut a mat for the front scene using the largest zigzag rectangle stackable and die cut that from white cardstock. So here are what the scenes are going to look like. The first one is the front of the card scene, and these rest of these pieces are for the inside of the scene, so the inside of the card. It's basically creating 2 scenes for a card. Next, I'm going to take images from the Chirpy Chirp Chirp stamp set, the chicks, eggs, cracked eggs, paintbrush, butterfly, and the can of paint, and stamp them on some smooth white cardstock using the jet black Lawn Fawn ink, which works perfectly for Copic coloring. I'm using the Misty so I can make sure and get the images stamped really well. I went ahead and took the solid egg and stamped it several more times. I'm coloring in the chick here with some Copic colors. The colors I'm using are shown across the bottom of the screen. All of the chicks will be colored exactly the same with the same colors. I purposely did not video all of that since it's very repetitive. Some nice yellow colors. I've got 3 shades here, an orange for the beak and the feet, and a little R00 for the cheeks. Super simple, cute. I love this color combination for chicks. Next, I'm going to take that solid egg image from the Chirpy Chirp Chirp stamp set and stamp it with some of the great Lawn Fawn dye inks. There's also some great layering images in this stamp set. So not only is there the solid egg, but the little flower so you can do a contrasting color there. I filled in the first egg with sunflower ink and then did the little flowers with carrot. Next, I'm taking the new bubblegum ink and I'm going to stamp that solid egg, some mermaid ink, carrot ink as well. I love that orange. The fresh lavender for the purple is perfect. Now, I wanted the same pattern for my cracked egg, but there isn't an image that coordinates, even though this egg is exactly the same size. So I just masked off the top of the egg, and that's going to allow me to still have that white border when I die cut these images. If you're going to fussy cut them, you would not need to create masks. You could just simply cut away that area. But I'm using the coordinating dies for all of these, so I went ahead and used just created some simple masks so that I wouldn't have any of that colorful border outside of that where it's supposed to be white. There's the solid image for the top of the paint can, which was stamped with the carrot ink. And I'm going to do the same thing with the solid image for the tip of the paintbrush. Love those little coordinating pieces. There was also one for the butterfly. I'm coloring in the bunny ears. I think it's cute that the bunnies can be made into little, or the chicks rather, can be made into bunnies with these little bunny ears hat. I'm using some red violet shades for this bunny hat. For the second one for the inside of the card, I'll be using some aqua colors. For the paintbrush, I did a little E53 for the bristles, and then E55 and E57 for the handle, and then warm gray 8 for that little part that I kind of imagine as the metal portion. Some warm gray colors for the paint can as well. Warm gray 6, 3, and 0, 0. The colors did bleed outside the lines a little bit. The warm gray 0, 0 has a lot of colorless blender and it bled. So I did restamp that and color it again. Go ahead and add those little flowers to the rest of my eggs, just switching up and contrasting the colors. I also just used a little piece of Post-it tape to mask off the areas along the edges. Again, I don't want that color showing in the white die cut part of the images. I really like the fresh lavender with the mermaid ink. I thought that was a really fun color combination. Lawn Fawn has so many amazing dye ink colors now. They just released a ton of fantastic pastel inks that I can't wait to share with all of you. On the carrot egg, I'm using a little mermaid ink here. And it's okay that it doesn't exactly line up. I did not worry about that a whole lot. I just wanted the little hint of color. I sort of like that they don't line up perfectly. Using a little sunflower here on the bubblegum egg. Once I have all of the stamping complete, I am going to go ahead and die cut all of these images. Like any time that I create a pop-up style or interactive style card where there's a lot going on the inside of the card, I'll probably need some extra images, but I'll kind of cross that bridge when I get there. On the border that goes along the front of the card design, I'm going to stamp some greetings from Chirpy Chirp Chirp, starting with the translation Happy Easter. This is a very interactive type of greeting too. You can put all kinds of greetings, maybe translation, welcome baby, or translation, you're a cool chick, thank you, hi. I love that it's you can use different ones. Above that, I'm going to stamp Chirpy Chirp Chirp. This is all with Versamark ink, and then I'm sprinkling on some Simon Says Stamp Fine Detail white embossing powder. And then I'm going to heat set this. I really thought I needed to use white for my greetings on the front of my card. And this was a purposeful choice because I think black would really have taken away from the Easter feeling and the pastel feeling from the front of the card where it has that great white border. The other Easter bunny ears that I'm coloring, I'm using YG41 and GO2. I think this is the first time I've ever used YG41, which was kind of cool. Really loved it. It's a beautiful aqua teal color. I stamped the little butterfly trail from Chirpy Chirp Chirp on the sky, and I'm ready to start building that front scene. Both borders are placed along the bottom edge of the sky rectangle. I'm using some glue dots to add the bunny ears to the chick. And then before I commit to putting adhesive on the back of my eggs or the paint can or even the chick, I want to make sure that I like the placement. So I'm going to play with the placement just a little bit, and then I will take some glue dots or strong adhesive and go ahead and start tucking these elements. I think what makes the scene so successful is by tucking the eggs back behind the grass areas. So it kind of almost feels like that Easter egg hunt. Go ahead and tuck the paint can to the left of the bunny. Place the bunny there, and to hit the paintbrush in his hand, I'll use a little liquid glue because it's a pretty small image. Put something heavy on that to hold it down till the glue dries. Next, I'm going to work on the inside of the card. Go ahead and put this panel on the front. And I guess I forgot to attach the butterfly, so I better do that real quick. For the inside, you're going to want to start with the sky background. So that's going to go on the top inside of the panel. When you open it up, it's going to flip up and you're going to see that sky. I'm putting some adhesive all over the front of this stitched hillside pop-up. Normally, if you were not using add-ons, you would not want to do that. Then you're going to want to fold that pop-up area back, put adhesive on it, line that up on that front bottom panel with the seam of the card. Then you're going to fold over all your little notches, all those little areas, replace those two panels, put the grassy hillside pop-up add-ons on those. And the two layers are going to make it great for tucking in the elements. I think they're really fantastic for that. I'm going to stamp another butterfly trail in the sky here and place another butterfly. Going to keep the scene going. And this inside portion is going to feature tons of adorable little chicks tucked in here and there. Some more Easter eggs, of course. The cracked Easter egg with a chick coming out of it. Even some little flowers, which I ended up going back and adding some to the front. I'll show those in a minute. I love this stamp set for having so many solid stamp images. Great for using all your colorful inks. And really, you're not having to Copic color some really teeny tiny areas that you can't do a lot of shading in anyway. I'm going to play around with the placement of all of my elements for the inside of the card. Once I kind of have it the way I want, I'm going to start taking some glue dots and attaching them. So one of my little chicks here is going to be hiding behind an egg with his little Easter bunny ears. Have a couple more eggs on that back pop-up layer, as well as a little chick standing there in front of them. The chick over on the left is popping out of his cracked eggshell. Just love that. I'm going to put some adhesive then on those tabs, on the part that sticks to the card, fold it all in and press it closed, and that is going to attach those little pop-up tabs to the back so that it's all attached and pops up. Now I felt that even though it was super cute with the little chicks and the little chicks with their bunny ears, that I needed an Easter bunny hiding out there in the grass somewhere. The bunny from the new Hoppy Easter Little Mini stamp set, newly released for spring 2017, was perfect. Going to color him in with some Copic markers and die cut him with the coordinating die, and then simply tuck him behind one of the grassy areas on the card. And I played around with the placement a lot for this little guy. I couldn't figure out the perfect place, but I thought that was great. Wanted him just kind of peeking out up there. This is the little flowers that I was talking about, and there's the flower outline and then some cute little solid flowers that you can fill in. I filled in the solid flowers with the same colors of ink that I used for the eggs, and then simply colored in the leaves on each of those and the little center with a Copic marker YG01. I'm going to tuck a few flowers here and there, and I really feel like the flowers help complete that scene perfectly. And since I have flowers on the inside, I definitely need some flowers on the front of the card, so I tucked a couple of those into the grass as well. I think it's so cute looking at the little pop-up when you open up the card. Finally, I am going to add some music notes to the sky with the jet black ink. I also stamped and die cut the little high thought bubble from the Chirpy Chirp Chirp stamp set. It's actually an empty thought bubble. I stamped the greeting hi in it. And I'm adding a few music notes to the inside as well to really coordinate, and again, so it's a seamless transition from the front to the inside. And that will finish up this pop-up Easter card showcasing Lawn Fawn stamps and dies. The supplies I used to create this card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Please subscribe for weekly card making and stamping videos. Here are a couple more videos you might be interested in. Both are pop-up styles. One features Mama Elephant stamps and dies, and the other one features Lawn Fawn stamps and dies. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.